uh, he was contacted for this assignment to appear on the cover of
Okay.
this magazine. And when that was thrown at him, what was his immediate reaction?
All right, thank you so much. Like all the others, we would get to you via an email or
Hmm.
via your number if we have your contact, and
Hmm.
tell you of our interest to have you as our main guest of our edition. And
Okay.
for Chief of Valerie, he was pleased with the idea. He was appreciative of the fact that we want him to be our main guest of the October edition. So it wasn't any much of an issue with us having him send us interview answers. So it was
Okay.
quite a very smooth process
Hmm.
with working to get answers to our interview questions from Chief of Valerie.
Beautiful. And you guys did the interview. Tell us about some of the things you learned about this actor, which you probably did not know before you had him on board.
All right. Well, most of the things we learned from him, quite some of the difficulties that are obviously very visible to imagine with
Hmm.
the Cameroon film industry. The sector is a slowly growing industry, but then this guy has been passionate. He has been consistent. He has been resilient. He's
Hmm.
been intentional about wanting to be an actor in
Okay.
this very very slow growth industry compared
Hmm.
to other African movie industries that started way Cameroon started way before them. Let's say Ghana and maybe Nigeria. We may
Hmm.
have been doing films before them, but then the industry is still far back. So Chief of Valerie has been here. The challenges have been enormous. Some
Hmm.
that we could imagine, and some that we couldn't imagine. But then he's been steadfast to what he wants to do
Hmm.
as a person, as a career choice, and that is why his success today is very deserving. His success today, it is a very very I mean meaningful, because he's been in the industry for quite a long time.
Hmm. So we're focusing on him because, like I mentioned earlier, on the cover is what sells the
Of course.
magazine, and so this edition has been out for a couple of days now. What reactions are you getting from the public?
Well, with reading, the Cameroonian culture of reading is poor. But
Mm.
because Chief of Valerie is on the covers, I believe that a lot of people have gotten to him to grab a copy of the magazine, which is absolutely free, to read
Mhm.
about his story. He's shared it on his social media page,
Mm.
and followed some of the comments on the page congratulating him for being on the cover of the magazine. And I'm sure people have gotten to us inbox to read about the amazing Chief of Valerie's segment on the
Mhm.
magazine.
Okay, beautiful. And so the current edition of Between Takes magazine is featuring Cameroon's best, very talented actor. And to confirm that, you need to watch his movies, some of which are on Amazon Prime Video. And, I mean, he's done scores of movies. He got into the industry way back in, could be 2008, 2008, I guess.
In
Right. So,
2010, he won the prestigious award at
mhm,
the Zulu, that is the Zulu African Film Festival Awards in
in
the
the United
UK,
Kingdom.
for
Yep.
Best Upcoming Actor
Hmm.
over Nigerian superstars at the time,
Right.
Ghanaian superstars at the time. He had the opportunity to travel to London, and
Hmm.
he won that award for the movie Obsession, that was
Hmm.
produced by Achille Breeze, the
Right.
famous director as well.
Hmm. And his very first movie was definitely
Leather
Italy.
Gangsters in 2006.
Right. Then after that, he did, I think, Women's Well with Delphine Tambi. So some of
Yeah.
those,
And of course,
amazing.
he was co producer of the film When It Ends with Montana Peters.
Right. Great. And I would also recommend Little Cindy. If you watch
Right.
Little
And of
Cindy,
course,
and
Little Sam, Big Sam, that won big at the
yep,
Balafon Awards last
mhm,
night.
yep, he and Cynthia Made did a great job in Little Cindy, and that
Yeah.
pair I've always talked about that pair. Well, okay, so I was going through the cover of the magazine, and a few other things caught my attention. Let me take you to film reviews, for instance, and
All right.
you guys reviewed Kanya Kwai's Nightfall.
Nightfall. Mhm.
This film was produced way back. It could be 2012, 2013, but
Right.
it's really a long time ago. So I just wanted to find out if you just review films regardless of when they were produced. Like we're in 2023, 2022, and you're going back to a movie that was produced more than almost 10 years ago.
All right. Thank you so much for the question, Ernest. It's very important that you ask that question so that we can clarify thousands of readers out there who may equally be wondering why we choose to review a film that was done probably a decade ago. Now,
Mhm.
we have no particular algorithm for
Okay.
choosing the films on our film review segment
Mhm.
because we're looking for thought-provoking movies, movies that have something to add to the artistical flair of filmmaking. So
Mhm.
we can go back to short movies, feature movies, even from the 1990s, as far as it is artistically appealing, as far as
Okay.
it is cinematographically beautiful. So
Mhm.
we take films regardless of when they were produced because of their message they passing across, because of their artistical brilliance.
Mhm.
So that is what I would have to say about our film review segment. We have no particular algorithm for choosing films that we intend to review. We
Mhm.
do short movie reviews as well.
Mhm.
So it's about just a movie that was has quality in
Okay.
production or in writing.
Beautiful. Now, generally speaking, what do you guys cover in the column, the behind the scenes? Behind the scenes.
Okay, behind the scenes is
Mhm.
giving the viewers or the readers an experience of what happens on set in movie.
Okay.
Now, we do this because if the readers or the viewers can see the pains it takes, the process of creating a movie, they'll be more
Appreciative.
appreciative of the end product.
Right.
They'll be more appreciative of what they see on the screen and not be
Mhm.
too judgmental because it
Right.
takes a lot to produce a film.
Mm.
And of course, in the behind the scenes segment, we equally would see the crew.
Mhm.
When the movie has ended, people, they zap to the next station. They
Mhm.
don't care to see the credit of that
Mhm.
movie. Who was the producer? Who was the director? Who was the cinematographer? Who was
Mm.
the makeup artist? Who was the lighting technician? So
Mhm.
the behind the scenes will tell you everything about a movie. It would
Right.
equally have pictures of how you would have set pictures, maybe where a director is speaking a scene, or a producer or a cinematographer is capturing a scene. So
Mhm.
it give you that extra touch of the movie.
Right.
What you wouldn't find on the screen, you would see these raw footages
Mhm.
in front of you for the behind the scenes segment.
Mhm.
Sometimes it could be a video of behind the scene, but since we're doing print, of course, would have pictures. But if
Right.
it's somebody who's doing audio visual, you'd see these raw cuts from the behind the scenes. So it's a beautiful segment
Mhm.
that the viewers, the readers get to see how the movie was made, and like I said, be more appreciative of the end product.
Mhm. Great concept there. We're speaking with Julienne Ndambi. She's talking about,
And also,
uh,
Ernest, just to add
yes.
for the behind the scene,
Mhm.
we don't only one thing which is particular about our behind the scenes segment is that we try to show movies that are being done in other areas of Cameroon, not just from
Okay.
the big names in the industry. We
Mhm.
tell you what's happening in Kumba. There are
Mm.
movies being produced in Kumba. There are movies being produced in Yaoundé. There are movies being produced in Bamenda. There are
Mhm.
movies being produced in Tiko. We give you the experience of these movies on our behind the scenes segment. So we want everybody to feel at home, to feel that they are doing something for the Cameroon film industry. So we cover the behind the scenes experience of other movies by other producers in different towns of
Mhm.
Cameroon. And of course, Between Text Magazine is not limited to Cameroon. We
Mhm.
equally giving the works or the duties of Cameroonian filmmakers based in the diaspora.
Beautiful, brilliant, great concept. So, Film Talks is a reflection which Elvis started on Facebook like 5 years ago. Then,
Right.
when behind the scene, when Between Takes became a new project, he moved it and adapted it to the magazine.
Right.
But for the sake of those who are coming across this mark for the first time, what does Film Talks cover?
All right, Film Talks basically covers the publisher's take on recent happenings in the industry. For
Okay.
example, we one time had a controversy of bringing foreign actors to come and star in our movies,
Mm,
and of course, giving them the lead roles. And some actors were of the opinion that foreign actors are not needed, or if they come to play in our movies for the sake of marketing, they should play the let's say the supporting roles.
mhm,
So the film talk segment on our magazine is the publisher's own way of getting into these aspects, giving his own take. And of course, there's one thing which is very, very important about Between Takes magazine. We are here to propel the industry to greater heights. We don't just talk about these controversies or the issues in the industry for more flames or more fire on it, but
mm,
that how can we move past all this controversy, move past the drama, and work for a better Cameroon film industry. So the Film Talks is a very, very insightful, educative segment of the magazine that our publisher, Mr. Elvis Buminang, handles with so much professionalism, with so much touch, because he's a passionate movie enthusiast, or a passionate movie lover,
mhm,
filmmaking lover. So he handles that segment really well, and of course educates the filmmakers and of course the audience on what we can do to make our industry better.
mm. She's right on that. The publisher of the magazine has been passionate, you know, with, about films, for
Yeah.
so long, even from his secondary school days in Yaoundé. This is Apex One Radio. We're broadcasting live from the United States of America. You're listening to a fresh edition of African Fiesta. Still to come, we speak with Sessy Kamara. He's also a filmmaker, but from Sierra Leone. And when he comes on the airways, we'll be talking about Sisterhood, which is a documentary that is journeying across the world. Danio Gold is an urban artist. We will talk music with him in this edition of the show. So, how long did it take you to complete this current edition? And averagely, how long would it take you to complete every edition of Between Takes?
All right. So each edition we would take about 4 weeks
Okay.
to mount the whole content of the
Mhm.
magazine. Now, why we would take up to 4 weeks is because sometimes once we had, for example, once edition 22 was done,
Mhm.
we had already sent out questions. We already knew who was going to be on the cover of edition 23, which is the
Mhm.
October issue right now.
Mhm.
So we already knew who was going to be on the cover, our main guest. We have another segment called the Focus, where we pick another rising star in the industry and focus on that star, and ask a few questions about their journey so far and what they do, which is which makes them stand out, if I
Mhm.
should put it that way. So we already know who is going to be on our Focus page as well, and we
Mhm.
send out questions to them. Sometimes there is a trick. Sometimes you may send
Mhm.
out these questions way before time, but before we get the answers from this guest,
Mhm.
it is an issue.
I
We
know.
have to keep sending them text messages. Please, we need your answers. Please,
Mhm.
we need your answers. And they'll say, oh, we'll send it tomorrow. Tomorrow reaches, the answers doesn't come. And before we give this content to the designer to mount the magazine, we need these answers to the questions we've set out to our guests.
Mhm.
So we will take about 4 weeks to mount the magazine and serve the public with its content.
Mhm. Wow, that's interesting. Between Takes magazine covers filmmaking, very interesting, and there is that aspect of glamour which the magazine comes along with. Beautiful covers all the time, then beautiful stories. And the magazine has contributed enormously to the development of the film industry. And one thing about it, or one of the strengths of the publication is that it has people who've been in the industry, who've done things, who have films, who've produced films themselves. Carl Safida, for instance, is a venerated writer in the industry. He has a
Right,
pen that runs on smiles. Everybody knows about that. So
right.
definitely, Between Takes would be, worthy
And not
of.
to forget that Carl Sofinda, our amazing editor,
Mhm.
wrote Cindy Amade's A Man for the Weekend. And of
Right.
course, the movie which just premiered in the United States, Kuva,
Mhm.
Legend of the Sea.
Mm. Beautiful. Okay, so we're about to run off this conversation on Between Takes, promising that we'll come back to it in the upcoming weeks because there's so much to talk about this publication, which I should say it's the lone full-fledged um,
Right,
Cameroonian
Ernest? Right.
publication that focuses on filmmaking as we speak.
And not
Right.
just filmmaking, relevant issues
Right.
of filmmaking that would take our industry to higher heights. We
Great.
are we are closing our eyes to the controversies, we're
Mm.
closing our eyes to the drama and stating just what is so beautiful about our industry, because drama happens even in Hollywood, drama happens in Nollywood, drama
Mhm.
happens in Bollywood, but you see the goodness of their industry in the media's eye.
Beautiful. So tell us, for those who would want to read Between Takes, um, whenever it comes out, how can they do that?
All right, for the most important thing you need to know is the magazine is absolutely free for now,
Mhm.
and our future plans is to get a website
Okay.
where we would have these copies of the magazine on that website, and you
Mhm.
could go access it. But for now, we have a Facebook page which is running so smoothly.
Mhm.
We cover other news making stories on our Facebook page, not
Mhm.
just about our magazine's content.
Mhm.
So you can follow us on our Facebook page. The name is simple, Between Text Magazine. And once we publish, the magazine is ready to be served. You can
Mhm.
leave a text message. You can leave a comment under the post stating that you like a copy, and we're
Mhm.
going to get to you. Send us your email address, and we forward a free copy to you. The magazine is for you to read. We write because you're there to read. So we're encouraging Cameroonians to read about our amazing stories and happenings in the Cameroon film industry.
They're right because you are there to read, and that also encourages them to continue to write. I'm going to leave you, Julian, but I guess there is one question I would be doing justice to your team if I ask that question. How is the industry which you cover reacting to this publication? How much collaboration are you getting from the actors? So when I say actors, I mean the actors in the industry
Right.
who make things
Well,
happen in the industry.
Ernest, as the months go by, the filmmakers, the stakeholders are warming up to our
Mm,
magazine, but
mm,
it's not easy to get them to buy this vision that seeks to promote them and
mm,
their remarkable work.
mm,
Sometimes you would cover or have an actor or a filmmaker as your guest, the main guest of the magazine,
mm,
but then they cannot share this publication on their social media pages. Some
mm,
would share, some would comment, some wouldn't even like. So,
mm,
but like I said, as the months go by, they're warming up to the magazine. But we keep moving forward because at
mhm.
the end of the day, we're doing it for Cameroon film industry
Right.
and not for the actors and not for the filmmakers. We're doing it for the Cameroon film industry.
Mhm,
So, and we're turning 2 years this
mm.
November. Our 24th edition comes up this November, and we will keep going forward till they see that what we're doing is actually for their own benefit and not for any other thing.
They will keep moving forward because it's about a bigger picture. Julienne Ndambi is her name, and she's just been educating us on
And
Between
Ernest,
Takes
I would
magazine.
equally like to,
Mhm,
to thank our amazing designer,
mhm,
Priestley Endor. He's been amazing. You can
mhm,
see the touch each edition comes with. The
mhm,
design of each edition, it's evolving as the months go by. So I'd like to give a big shout out to Priestley of
mhm,
Priestley Edits. He's an
mhm,
amazing designer. He's an amazing editor. He edits a lot of Cameroonian movies. So I'd
mhm,
just like to say that he's a part of our team and he's really, really remarkable, really, really, really amazing. So
mhm,
I would just like to mention him since we've been talking about Julienne Ndambi,
mhm,
Elvis Buminang, and of course Carl Safinda. And we're
mhm,
forgetting the man who has probably the most important job on the team,
mhm.
the designer.
Beautiful, great, and I must commend the team. And there is nothing that beats writing. You know, everyone can get on a microphone and talk freely, but
Right,
when it comes to editing, you have to be meticulous, which means
right.
you do not only conduct the interviews, but you have to sit down and write. You do not only write, but you have to edit,
Right.
and you do not only edit, but you have to proofread at the end of the day just to make sure that you're having a fine piece. I know what it
Mhm.
takes. Some of
Yeah.
us have been there. It's very mentally challenging. So, what you guys are doing is priceless.
Thank you so much.
Right. So, I'm going to leave you go. Thank you so much. And like I promised, down the road, we'll be back to continue talking about between takes. And do have a fantastic rest of the time as we invite potential readers to, continue reading or
All
get
right.
on board to read what you
Thank you
guys
so much. Thank you
write.
so much, Ernest, for having us on the show. It's amazing to get this, this encouragement. You've been so supportive of the vision since its first edition, which had as a cover guest Itambi Delphine.
Mm.
And we're so pleased that you're here with us at our 24th edition as second anniversary. And you've been so supportive. Thank you so much. We love your show, African Fiesta. Keep doing amazing things for the African continent, bringing our stars on board. You're showing the United States of America far away from home. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you, Julian. Do have a fantastic rest of the weekend. And as we say bye to Julian, we're going to quickly catch up with yet another person in the industry. This time we're going to Sierra Leone because Sessy Kamara is about to catch a flight. Will not waste much of his time. And like I mentioned earlier on, he is the producer of a documentary that has been journeying across the world. From Freetown, Sise Kamara now joins us. Sise, welcome to the program. How are you doing today?
Thank you very much, Ernest, for having me. I'm doing fine.
How is Freetown this Saturday evening?
Freetown is peaceful, quiet
Mm,
as usual. People are going about their normal business. Of course, it's
mm,
weekend. Weekend people go to the beach area to have fun, to inhale fresh air, and
mm,
yes, it's a normal day. People going
mm.
about their daily routine. Freetown is
Beautiful.
peaceful. Thank God for that.
Right. Right. So, like I mentioned earlier on, you are the maker of this film, this documentary titled Sisterhood. And
Yes.
I know behind the scenes, a couple of days ago, you were telling me that it's not been released per se for public view, but it's been moving from festival to festival. It's been screened in some higher places. But before we get to talk about Sisterhood, let me find out from you, how is the Sierra Leonean film industry doing? I've been very particular on this industry for the past couple of years, and I see a lot of effort being made. Are Sierra Leoneans actually appreciating what you guys are doing?
Well, that has been a challenge over the years up till date for
Mhm,
Sierra Leoneans to appreciate movies from Sierra Leone.
mm,
Well, honest, I happen to be the Secretary General for the Sierra Leone Film Council.
mhm,
And yes, the Film Council is the umbrella body for all film institutions in Sierra Leone.
Mhm.
So we're working directly with the government of Sierra Leone through the Ministry of Information and Communications.
Okay.
And we have been trying our best, working, looking at the guilds like the Actors Guild, the Directors Guild, Producers Guild,
Mhm.
Cinematographers Guild. Everybody has been doing their bits and
Mhm.
trying to meet international standards,
Mhm.
because we don't at this point we are not just producing movies now for the populace of Sierra Leone. We're
Right.
trying to go above. We're going to beyond borders, because we have seen some of our movies have started winning awards out of
Mhm.
Sierra Leone, in America, in London, and so we want to maintain that pace,
Mhm.
because Sierra Leoneans, their minds have been eaten by the Nigerian movie before now,
Mhm.
the
Mhm.
Philippine movie, and as the case may be. But gradually, we are trying to capture their minds back
Mhm.
to their own product,
Mhm.
because we can never, the industry can never succeed if our people are not appreciating what we do.
Mm.
So we're trying our level best, starting from doing movies with the local languages, especially Creole, and then think of Mende, Timini, and other tribes. So because they can relate with those tribes easily, and before we transform and then go to proper English.
Mm.
But yeah, we're trying our level best. It has not been easy, but we are doing our best. As I speak to you now, there are two TV series I directed
Mhm.
over the years, and one of them is mine, and the other one is owned by AYB TV. So
Okay.
yes, and then we are now trying to start showing them on TV for Sierra Leoneans to see the
Mhm.
quality, and even those TV series like mine, there are television stations calling for it out of Sierra Leone to
Right.
in other countries. Yeah, so that gives us hope. That's
Mhm.
giving us courage that we are doing something that people out of our country, they are appreciating. And
Mhm.
then we are convinced that people in our country will also appreciate it, and they will believe that yes, over the years, Sierra Leoneans have learned how to produce movies
Mhm.
with good stories using better equipment.
Perfect. So, I get what he's saying. I've been, taking interest in some other African movie industries, film industries, uh, away from Nollywood. It happens in Nollywood, but I've been taking interest in what happens in other countries, and Sierra Leone is one of those countries that is serious. They have a vision, and I've trailed them for a while now, and I know exactly where they are headed to. What about the interaction between Sierra Leonean filmmakers who are based in Sierra Leone and the ones that are based abroad? I know in the United States there's a lot of Sierra Leoneans who also do a lot of works. Do you have some collaborative works you do with the Sierra Leoneans in the diaspora?
Well, yeah, we yes, I can say yes. Like for instance, you have like Madam Winston Taylor, who
Hmm.
has been coming from there. She's an actress and a producer. She's been coming from the States and collaborate with local filmmakers in Sierra Leone, produce
Hmm.
movies, and most recently, some of those movies they've made it to Amazon Prime.
Hmm.
So that's another milestone. That's a breakthrough. So and you have Jinab. Jinab also is
Hmm.
another. She also has been coming home, collaborating with local filmmakers in Sierra Leone, and then produce, and then she takes the movie out of Sierra Leone, premiere it in America, so to get the attention of Sierra Leoneans in America and
Hmm.
other filmmakers within the state that they are staying. So yes, we have been having a couple of them. You have like Kamalai. He also is a filmmaker, and you have You have a couple of them that stays. Of course, you have Collins Artipias that
Mm-hmm.
stays in London. Yes. So you have Adeyemi Ladna. So of course, in fact, Adeyemi comes into Sierra Leone almost every year to produce a
Mm-hmm.
movie and take back to America. So
America.
yes, we've been having them, and the cordiality has been working. It's going smoothly. That's it. They are not only coming to produce and go.
Mm.
Most of them are part of the guilds.
Okay.
The guilds that they're supposed to belong to. If he's an actor, he tries his or her level best to be part of the Actors Guild. If he's a producer, he does likewise. So
Mm-hmm.
this tells you that they are not just positioning themselves as people from the diaspora, but when they come, they dine together with local filmmakers.
Mm-hmm.
They show it that we are in the same society. Let's
Mm.
speak the same language, the language of filming, the language of
Mm.
acting. This, they try to bring that synergy for you not
Mm.
to no discrimination or saying that my standard is higher than you because I'm
Mm.
from the States or from the UK or wherever. So yes, these people I mentioned, I have met, I've worked with most of them, I know them, so I'm not just like assuming. So yes, we have been, the cordiality is there.
Mm. Wonderful people. Christina Taylor, Ginav, and scores of others, Adeyemi, these are all people we've had on Apex One Radio over the years. David Wendy, you can name them. Right, so let's talk about Sisterhood. Are you confirming that it is a documentary?
Yes, Sisterhood.
It's a
It's a
documentary.
it's a documentary.
How long is it?
It's 72 minutes, full length.
72 minutes. Wow,
Yeah.
beautiful. So is it a true life story or is what they call docudrama?
All right. Sisterhood is 100% documentary,
Okay.
100% true story, no fabrication, no
Wow.
makeup,
Okay.
100%.
Right. So tell us about it. What is that story all about in this documentary?
All right. Sisterhood. Initially, the name was the working title was Back to the Scars.
Okay.
So yes, Sisterhood is centered on the theme is migration, irregular migration.
Mm.
This is centered on our sisters that travel to the Middle East
Okay.
to seek for greener pastures and
Okay.
travel to the Middle East to work as a housemaid,
Mm-hmm.
so domestic worker. And then and it's centered, the two characters you see on the poster are
Mm.
twins. That
Mm.
is Usanatu and Asanatu. Usanatu is the one with the hijab. Asanatu is the one without hijab. So they are from a family of four. They have a elder brother and a younger brother.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, these two brothers are always away from the mother and the father because they are poor. Especially the elder brother, he abandoned the family because they are poor. So these two sisters look at themselves. They say, "No, we have to do something to take our family out of poverty.
Mm-hmm.
Since we were born, we just see ourselves in a single room zinc house
Mm-hmm.
down down the slum that is down at Bay, so Kuru Bay. So Usanato has been to Kuwait 4 times.
Okay.
4 times they deport her. They deported her 4 times,
Mm.
and she's still desperate to go. The first time she went to Kuwait before she returned with pregnancy. A pregnancy uh, with no father, no one to responsible. And then her twin sister hid her somewhere in the western rural, somewhere a place we call Rukel. But and then the parents were never aware that she was in the country. So she went through all that hiding till she laid to bed, a bouncing baby girl. And then she cannot take care because they don't have money. Both of them are not working. So they had to give the daughter for adoption. So she had to use another passport using another name of Mariam Mansari. She
Okay.
traveled again to Kuwait. They deported her again. And then she came, she still tried to go, got another passport. She traveled again. She ran out of luck again. She was deported on medical basis. That's the same Kuwait. And
Mm-hmm.
then the fourth time now, she came, and then her sister said, okay, let me to try. Asana to also send her passport to these smugglers, these human traffickers that normally provide a visa for them. Asana to got a visa. So at the end of the day, she said since she is still doing seamstress work, her sister Usenatu has nothing to do in the country. She has been wondering, she's hiding from stigma, and then because they are from the Fula tribe, the Fula society has rejected her because she has given birth out of wedlock. Her mother does not want to know about her. And then the first time she traveled, her father went and borrowed 5 million leons
Mm-hmm.
to get her a ticket to travel. So that money has not yet been paid. So she has been hiding. So what did she do? She took her passport and gave it to her twin sister. Since they are resemble, say they are identical twins, let her sister use it and go. Nobody will know. So she took the passport. She traveled. She went through Guinea to Belarus, to Kurdistan to Baghdad. At Baghdad, somebody went there and paid for her at the office to their agents to for her to go work in Belarus. So she traveled to Belarus. At Belarus airport, that's where they detect that the passport is not hers. It's that of her twin sister. So that's where they arrested her. They sent her to prison for weeks and contacted Sierra Leone embassy in Russia. In Russia. So and I think they issue out a ETC and seize her passport. She was sent back to Sierra Leone.
Mm-hmm.
When she came, as her twin sister initially rejected her and say she did not behave smart. That's why she lose her passport. After she has explained herself, her twin sister tried to calm her down, befriend her again, and took the decision that this time around we're going together. Not just because you were deported or because I gave you my passport. I'm going to travel with you because there is this superstitious belief in Africa that when something is happening to a twin, is that it's your twin partner that is responsible. They said I'm the one responsible to always bring you back. So this time around, let's find a program together. We're going to travel together. So they started scouting for program. We follow them with camera everywhere. They visited different smugglers. We filmed them with the smugglers without showing the smugglers' faces. We just get their voices when they are negotiating. That will issue out passport for visa for you. When you travel, you start working. You pay our money back. So we filmed them around. They later came and informed their mother after they've gotten the visa to travel to Kurdistan. Then from Kurdistan they will go by road or to enter Turkey. So the mother was not comfortable. The mother said she want them to get married. If their husbands allow them now to travel, no problem. All she wants to see her daughters got married. But the father supports. The father supported that. No, he is in support for the daughters to travel. The father is in support, full support, but the mother is against. So that was the confusion in the family, within the mother and the father. Whilst the girls, they don't even care. They've already taken their decision. They said they're going to travel. They want to fight poverty out of their lives if the mom and dad are comfortable with that situation. Of
Beautiful.
course, we
Sister,
showed them.
you know what? I guess the rest of that story uh, uh, should be watched you know, in the film. So don't give everything out, so people would have to watch
Oh
it
yeah,
when
so
you know.
yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
So now, this is from the way you explain it. This should have been, you know, a very not only well researched, but a hard, a difficult investigative piece. Um, Tell us what you went through putting all of this together. Some of the hurdles. I know you just mentioned, you know, trailing some dangerous people in court, whose faces you did not show in the documentary, and so on. This should have really been a very difficult journey. How did you navigate, you know, to come out with this?
Yeah, thank you very much for this question, Alex. It has really been a difficult journey. First of all, when Generation Africa, Steps from South Africa, a media institution from South Africa, announced that they are looking for Africans to tell stories with the theme the migration. I didn't go with this story. I went with another story. When I went there, they said that story is too big. It would take too much time. So
Mm,
they gave me time to change right there. That's where the challenges start.
mhm,
I need to during the workshop, all my colleagues, all the story they went with, they gave them chance to pitch. I was given till the next day before I pitch. I waited for everybody to go out during lunch hour. I didn't go out for lunch. I just sat in front of my computer. I sketched another story right there because I know the stories of these twins. I took my phone, I called them. I called Aisana to her because she used to be my friend in the movie industry. She's an actress. So I said, "Can I tell your sister's story?" So, luckily, she was with the sister. The sister, she passed the phone over. The sister gave me a condition. I will only tell you my story if you will never stop me from going. I said, "Oh, that's it." She said, "Yes." That's where the challenges start. So
mm,
when I come back home, so at the end of the day, I pitched the story. The story was chosen at the workshop. So when I came back home to meet with the mother, it took me like 5 months for the mother to even accept to listen to me.
mm,
She never wanted to listen anything that has to do with her daughter, the one that has gotten that got pregnant out of wedlock.
mhm.
Never wanted to listen. Not even mention her name in front of the mother. So I took my time, patiently visiting regularly, and at the end of the day, finally she accepted an interview after 5 months.
Okay.
So yes, that one happened, and then later she bounced back. She does not want to talk to me. She
Mhm,
doesn't want to talk to us. Anytime we go there with the camera, she will not talk to us.
mhm,
That was not easy, but we tried our level best, Ernest, to put our egos aside as filmmaker. We
mhm,
gave the right of the character, and at the end, we were able to get a good product that the world is appreciating now.
mhm. Beautiful product, of course, and like I mentioned earlier on, sisterhood has started a journey to some places, including festivals, and you know, you name it. Quickly, since we're about to run off this conversation, tell us the festivals to which this documentary has been so far.
Yeah, so far, Sisterhood has been screened at ZIF, that is Zanzibar International Film Festival, and I was
Hmm.
there. I
Hmm.
attended for Q&A, and then it was also selected at Ekran Noir, that
Hmm.
is in Cameroon. I was there also, and
Hmm.
then and right now I'm set. Tonight I'll be traveling to Amsterdam for the biggest documentary film festival in the world.
Hmm.
I know I'm going to witness four different screening of which I'm going there for Q&A,
Hmm.
and it has also been nominated at Rwanda, set again for from the 26th of this month.
Right.
Yes, and it has also been nominated again as FESPACO, in Burkina Faso.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, these are the festivals it has been selected, set for screening, and we have screened it in other festivals as well. And the reaction from people is overwhelming, and it's really hopeful and gives me courage as a filmmaker to continue to do more. And we are set also to when I return back from Amsterdam, before going to Rwanda, we're going to start doing impact screening in some of the communities where this documentary was shot, and for people to see actually what we are filming there, because we filmed for over 3 years. We started filming 2019, 2020, 2021, some months in 2022 before we stopped filming. We film hundreds of hours to get 72 minutes. So yes, that's it.
Right. So Sissy, I'll promise that we'll get back to you maybe next week to find out what would have transpired in Amsterdam. I know you are on the way to the Netherlands, where Sisterhood will be screened, and you say it's going to happen 4 times during this event that's coming up. So we'll trail you. Probably next weekend we'll come back to find out what would have transpired in Amsterdam. But we just want to congratulate you on this great job. It requires a lot of courage. You are not only a filmmaker, but you are a filmmaker who goes beyond. Doing a documentary of this magnitude, that takes time, resources, and even a lot of skills. It's something to appreciate. So I want to thank you so much. Do have a fantastic rest of the day and safe journey as you pick up your flight tonight.
Thank you very much for having me, and I want to use this opportunity to invite all Sierra Leoneans in the Netherlands and documentary filmmakers. Join me in the Netherlands, in Amsterdam. Let's watch Sierra Leonean products and let's be proud of our country.
Beautiful. So thank you so much. Do have a fantastic rest of the day, and we'll come back to you next week, like I said. So if you are a Sierra Leonean and you're living in the city of Amsterdam in Holland, then as from tomorrow, yes, I guess from tomorrow, that festival will begin. So watch out. One of yours is on the way to present one of his works at the festival, which should take place in Amsterdam. So you want to go out there and give him the necessary support. With that transition, we're moving to our next guest. Danio Gold is a musician. Let me see if our producer Marcel is ready with one of his tracks. So we actually lead the artists on the platform with some music. Producer Marcel, are you ready? All right. We will probably come back to that. Let's see.
Danio Gold,
McCoy, the wild ass producer.
Gun in the streets, if you feeling the heat, don't beg go walk and look at the clock, cause life no go ever slow down. No man no make you
start to what?
Hustler get you payday. Slow down, brother. Yeah, life no be go. The pain and the fight for the future. I know be investor. Now me the work and you should go for chop and I know be investor. Monkey the work and I babu the chop, yeah. Masha mokolo, mami the hustle, Masha kulolo, begin the hustle. Now who got the DM for who? Now who got the prayer for who? Never give up the hustle, yeah. Never be
His name is Danio Gold. He can affect one radio. When it comes to the
why you get for me, so the stuff I know the not true. Make I tell you story where you never made the money. You go be na
What is
handkerchief
that?
for all my.
George.
La vida, la
Music
vida,
released
la
just
vida
2 months
loca.
ago.
Vida for
And of course, music
till the
is
day we go.
getting some very great reaction from the public. The artist is back on Apex One Radio today, and we'll be telling us about it.
Begin the hustle. Now who got the gear for who? Now who got the prayer for who? Never give up the hustle. Yeah. Life of the jojo. Better the bend and the fight for the future. I know the investor. Now me the work and you should have a chop on. I know the investor. Monkey the work and a babu the chop. Yeah. When you defend our money, they want for the make you money. When you don't make the money, they want for can lick your honey. Oh, that show them love, take them down. Yeah, baby, go. They been on the fight for the future. I know the investor. Now me the work and you should have a chop on. I know the investor. Monkey the work and a babu the chop. Yeah. I know the work but you should have a chop. Yeah. 1960 study radio. Mama, this na money.
Beautiful piece of music there, titled Georgia by Danio Gold, one of our guests.
Michael and the beat,
Today's selection of
you
very
feeling my vibes,
That piece of music has put to one here in the studio of Apex One Radio. If you are just joining us, then thank you so much. Marcel Adig is taking care of the techniques. He's live controlling us digitally from Valsuch in Switzerland. My name is Ernest Kanjo. Well, we're having technical issues reaching our guest Danio Gold. Let's see if it's going to be possible. If not, then we'll probably come back to him next week. I understand that we're having issues, connecting with Douala, from where the artists will be speaking. My name is Ernest. Let's have some music again and see.
Baby, you can know me. No. You're the one that Danio Gold, you don't be standing, we are best friends. Every other things will not they make sense. Jealousy they stand up for one see house. Baby girl, you know that I love you. So many things, so many stories I'm gonna share with you. I share all my life, I share my visions, I share all my projects with you. Baby, don't leave me. Tell me you can stay there for me. Baby, you can feel I know that. So many things you can feel that. Yeah, you are the one I go die for. The only one I go fight for.
All right, that piece of music titled Joanna by Danio Gold has got the time to tell you to one here in the Apex One Radio. I guess the artist is ready. And from Douala, United from Apex One Radio. Danio, welcome to the program. Welcome to the program, Danio. Can you hear me?
Hello, sir.
Okay, we're having some connectivity issues there. The artist is joining us from Douala. Let's give it another try and see how it goes. Welcome to the program, Danio. All right, the quality is not the best, so we'll probably have to take this interview forward to next Saturday, hoping that connectivity will be far more improved then. All right, so let's have more of music then. Okay, So, sorry about that. I guess we run out of this edition of African Fiesta at this point in time. We want to thank everyone who has been with us today. And special thanks to Sessy Kamara, Sierra Leonean filmmaker who is on his way to Amsterdam for a festival where he would be presenting or screening Sisterhood. Thank you so much, Julienne Ndambi. You were live from Bamenda to talk about Between Takes. We're back next week at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for yet another edition of African Fiesta. Hopefully, the connection with Douala would be better then. We can talk with Danio Gold, who is an urban artist par excellence. My name is Ernest Kanjo. Marcel Adig was the producer of this edition of the show. And until we meet again next week, it is bye-bye from this end. May God bless you.